Welcome back to Mid-East in Depth. In light of the resignation of President Abdu, Rabbu, Mansour, Hadi, and the collapse of his government in Yemen last week, we take a look at various viewpoints on the matter. Hakel Bafana writes in Yemen for the New York Times that in Yemen violence pays. On the collapse of the Yemeni government and the takeover of the Houthis, Shiite militants from the north, he states, while the takeover was shocking to foreign officials, for those of us here it was less surprising. He continues, throughout a 6-month Houthi onslaught last year, Mr. Hadi refused to send army reinforcements to fight the Houthi militia in the north. Instead, he set up a series of mediation committees to try to arrange ceasefires as well as involve the Houthis in the political process. He explains, but Yemen moves to a different rhythm. In our country's culture of tribalism, a party to a conflict must engage in the ritual of violence, if only for the sake of saving face, and leave it to third parties to negotiate. Mr. Hadi's repeated failure to punish Houthi aggression and his tepid calls for peace were read as weakness. He adds, army leadership resented Mr. Hadi for his refusal to punish the Houthis despite the deaths of hundreds of soldiers. That's why, in September, it was hardly a surprise when the Houthi militia entered Sana'a and established control. He concludes, ultimately, Mr. Hadi's government collapsed through a series of grievous omissions, inaction in the face of powerful militias, unwillingness to impose law and security all over the country, and a failure to improve the lives of ordinary Yemenis. In the Daily Star, David Ignatius highlights that the lesson from Yemen is that security assistance won't work in weak states. He asks, what went wrong for the US-backed government in Yemen and what are the consequences for counter-terrorism operations there against al-Qaeda's most dangerous affiliate? He explains what happened in Yemen is not very different from the stories of other Arab nations shaken by the Arab Spring. Foreign assistance can help strong, broadly based governments, but not fragile, polarized ones. He then asks, what happens to US counterterrorism efforts against AQAP now that our Yemeni partner has collapsed? To that he replies, the administration's strategy, strange as it may sound, is more of the same. US officials believe correctly that real progress won't be possible in Yemen without a new government that reconciles the Houthi minority with the dominant Sunni population. He states that well-informed analysts conclude the US strategy of security assistance doesn't seem to work in the frail Arab states that need it most. Arming weak states such as Yemen doesn't make them stronger. For more updates, please visit lemont.tv. And subscribe to Mid-East In Depth on iTunes. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.